let's open up our enclosure. Picture. And here is the Guyana Boa. She did just eat. She's laying here all nice and comfortable on a rock. She's not quite sure what's going on. Beautiful purples. Doing very good. She's another survivor of the arenavirus, for those who don't know. I acquired her and she was not doing very well. The previous owner couldn't get her to eat for 6 months. And she started developing these really weird, they almost appear to be tumors, but I would say they could have been cysts. With a bunch of bumps on her head. Right here. It's alright. It's okay, girl. She's still a nervous snake. She's wild caught. At least that's what I was told. She sure acts like it. At times. She is getting big. She needs to go on a diet. These wrinkles really annoy me. These are not because she's dehydrated. She has them getting in her tail and stuff. She's definitely getting a little too heavy. That's alright. I'd rather have a heavy snake than a skinny anorexic snake that's getting ready to die. And she was just a shoestring when I got her. She was about 4.5 feet long. She's about the size of the Peruvian, except she was as skinny as a shoelace. 2 weaned rats would put a bulge in her. That's how bad she was. And the whole secret to that was I had to feed her in a dark area in her hide. And that would be the only way that she would eat. You would have to put her, she'd be in her hide, and you'd have to lay it there and walk away. In a couple hours, it'd be gone. So I got her to eat that way. She's very comfortable on her rock here. I replaced it. She's no longer going to her hide. She was pushing her hide out of the way and flipping it over and laying behind it and stuff. So, and she just no longer really wanted to deal with the hide anymore. So I just said okay, and her being all folded up in there gave her these stretch marks here on her tail. But she's doing really well. I'm gonna cut her back to a 3 to 4 week feeding regimen. It was every week while she was ill, to get her antioxidants in her on a weekly basis. I was feeding her twice a week for a while, then I went to a weekly basis in 10 days. Now she's on 14 days. But the way she's laying, I just gave her just a large rat. This just is the way she's laying. It's not a giant bulge here. I tried to give her guinea pigs. She won't touch them. I'll try quail next. Mix up her feeding regimen a little bit. Haven't tried her with quail, just been giving her rats. Antiviral rats. I'd have to estimate she's probably about 5 years old. But she is pretty thick. Now she likes this forest floor. She doesn't mind this at all. Yeah. We'll make future videos. We'll have her pulled out. Once her meal settles, probably next week sometime, I'll have her out. She's pushing 6 feet. She's really heavy. She may not look it, but she is. She's real heavy. I gotta weigh her too, just out of curiosity how heavy she is. Beautiful purples. Purple blushings. She used to be all skinny and nasty in the tail. She's nice and thick now. Just kind of wondering what's going on. She has the purple. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. She has the beautiful purple highlights in her mouth. Just kind of wondering what's going on. Right, girl? She's also another one I'll eat every week. Rats only, though. And try her on some quail later on down the road. As mentioned earlier before, try to give her guinea pigs. This week I was able to get some guinea pigs, or the albino whites. They're not anything fancy. Just albino white guinea pigs. But she wouldn't have nothing to do with it. She wouldn't touch it. And she'll eat rats all day long. I replaced it with a rat, and she gobbled that thing right up. It wouldn't touch the guinea pig. That's alright. Kind of, guess I just have to expect that. She's, out of the 4 that I have, she's the most finicky eater. She's very particular. She likes her rats. Don't you? Now she recovered really nice. And she's nervous till I pull her out, and then she'll squirm a little bit, and then she calms right down, and then she'll just chill out in my lap. I just put her in my lap because she's so heavy, and she likes to secure around my leg. She'll chill out in my lap, right? And if you have her out a couple minutes, she's fine. She's just a little spooked right at the moment. Yeah, you've been in my care for what, about 1 year and 3 months now. Doing really good. Those wrinkles, being overweight. Only where she bends is where she has them. I just don't like that. Gonna slim her down a little bit. Soak her up. I soak her once a week. All these animals get 1 week soakings at least once a week, right? Clean drinking water every other day. It's okay. Yeah, I know. We're just doing a video. We haven't seen you in a little while. Last time we seen you, I was soaking you. You're well behaved too. I just don't like this. Just these wrinkles got to go. I don't know if anybody else has wrinkles in their boas like this, but usually when she's out, they're not there. And I noticed that she is definitely getting a little thick. Her digestive system is definitely slowing down as she ages. Right, you poop in your water for me about once every 2 weeks. Climb in your water and poop. Yeah, I did black out her tank too on the sides for when I took the hides out. I put construction paper over the glass to make them feel secure. Right? And she loves this rock. You have another one on the other side on your heat mat. She uses on occasions, but she's mostly over here. That's okay, girl. It's the bright light is what it is. They don't like bright light. At least she doesn't. Well, that's all I have for now. She's just doing updates. She's doing really well. She's a little jumpy. Might have to look at you on occasion. Make sure everything's going good with you. Pull you out and torment you. I don't torment you. You just think I'm tormenting you when I pull you out. You don't like being pulled out. You're a very well-mannered girl, that's for sure. A little squirmy, and then you settle down, and then you're pretty good. I remember when I first got you, all the open mouth hissing and the strike position and striking at me. You don't do any of that anymore. Right now, she'd be, when I first got her, you open up the door, she'd immediately start open mouth hissing. She doesn't do that anymore. Hemp extract took care of the inflammation, the encephalitis that she had. Our humidities are between 80 and 90%. Occasionally they'll go down to 75. I'd leave a variable humidity between 75 and 90%. But what I was going to say is you want your ambient humidity to be that, not here. You don't want this to be sopping wet. You don't want to constantly hose this down. You know, a large water bowl with a rectifogger, in my opinion, works the best. You don't want constantly, it's okay to do it on occasion, but you don't want this to be wet. This is how they're going to get scale rot. You don't want scale rot. You keep hosing them down, spraying them down daily, people tend to have scale rot problems. And usually it'll wind up here in the tails. I don't want to bother her too much, but what you want to look for are red blisters under her belly, right? And those blood blisters are the early indication of bacteria of scale rot. Yeah, no one's hurting you. And that's what I checked. She never had that problem with her. Any of them. That's right, because we don't soak your bedding up, do we? Just a light mist on occasions. You're overweight. Yes, it's the light starting to bother you. So I'm going to cut the video off. That's all I have for now. Have a good day.